Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. This is episode 14 of our Timberborn playthrough, and we start off with some flooding. Perfect. Let's go ahead and get into it. All right, so in episode 13, we worked on expanding our cassava production, as well as finishing up our, our control of the water, let's say. We completely encapsulated all of our water spawning points. Let's see if we can see them. Yep, there they are. We completely encapsulated all of our water spawning points and finished this dam project so that now, whenever there's a bad tide, we have complete control over the water, where it goes. We don't get any flooding. We don't get any more long wait times for it to undo itself as the clean water washes out the bad. It's a much more direct system while still allowing us to maintain our power production. So I think that that's going to be really good. All right, so before we get started, I just wanted to say a massive thank you to everyone who's subscribed to this channel and just generally everyone who watches these videos. I really appreciate it. I think the channel's going really well. I hope you guys are liking the content. If so, let me know in the comments below. Let me know things you want me to try out. And speaking of things you want me to try out, I've been getting a lot of talk about how I'm using too many farms. And the funniest thing, I completely agree with you. I'm definitely using too many farms. I mean, how many do I have? 6, 12, what is that? 15, 18, 21, 24, like 24 farms, plus like, I don't even know, a dozen mushroom production. Yeah, you're definitely right. But what I will say about that is that, you know, it's just the way that I play, but you know, we'll admit that we've gone a little excessive with the farms. Let's go ahead and get rid of some of these. I'm also going to get rid of this platform here so that I can start to dynamite this out and hopefully get some get this platform replaced by the time the next drought comes along, or a bad tide, because I would love to continue to dynamite this out. So why don't we go ahead and get that done on the highest priority. In between episodes, I also let these guys dynamite out a little bit more space that we can use to grow cassava. So that'll be perfect. Still getting our floods occasionally. It's okay. It doesn't kill the cassava. They can last 2 days, and they're fine. They just go right back to where they were. So it's kind of annoying. It looks weird, but it's okay. All right, so what do we want to do? What's our first big project in this episode? It's going to be housing, because we have 66 unhoused beavers, which is unacceptable in this modern age of beavers. You know what I mean? It's just unacceptable. So we're going to start out. We're going to start to build a little bit of housing for these beavers. So how do we want to do that? Well, I've got a couple ideas. I could probably fit. So if we grab our house right here, so it's 3 by 2. So I could fit one here and then one here. That would work. And the paths are already there. So we would just need to actually set it up. So let's see. We're going to need some platforms there. We are going to need some platforms here. So that's going to be one of our houses. And you know what? I guess we could just take this opportunity. We can get some storage in there. Might as well. I don't know what we're going to store. I mean, coffee beans? Maybe, actually, because I'm pretty sure that the coffee brewery does take power. And this is kind of our power area. So maybe it would be nice if we grew the coffee beans. We shipped them up here to make power, or to make coffee. But is that kind of... Yeah, I don't know. Maybe we'll make the coffee somewhere else. So maybe we'll just let's kind of see. You know, we've got storage for all this stuff. Mangrove fruits. Do we have storage for mangrove fruits? Let's go ahead. Let's use our layers here. And let's see if we got storage. So we got eggplant rations, algae rations, and corn rations. Yeah, we got mangrove fruits. Berries, soybeans, mushrooms. Maybe I'll make this berries, and we'll transfer, and we'll switch this over to soybeans. That way we have 2 for soybeans. And then let's continue to build this out. So we're going to need a couple platforms there, and then we're going to need doubles all in here, triple here. And then we're going to need another storage here. I'm just not sure what we're going to put in here. I mean, maybe berries again. Maybe two berry storages. Yeah. Let's go for it. And then I'll probably just tell them to empty this once one of these are built. I mean, let's get like this one built first. And let's just set this to empty. And then we'll go ahead and swap that out. This should get built really fast. Just because they're not really working on anything else. And then we're going to switch this over to fermented soybean right here. Just leave that. So now we got 2 for fermented soybean and 2 for berries. Let's go ahead and bring our levels back up. Okay, so now they're going to put 2 houses in there. Perfect. And we'll let them work on that, and then we'll come back to it. But while we're down here, this district has 52 beavers that are currently vacant. And I think what we're going to do, let's go ahead and empty this this facility, and then we're going to run a path over here. I guess we'll put some stairs up. I don't know really where it's going to go, but then we're going to actually put some housing in here. So let's go ahead and get like four houses in there. And then we're going to make our way up the back so that it looks nice from the front. You know what I mean? We'll have the stairs in the back. That'll be good. And then I have a kind of an interesting design here. I want to get a house essentially centered. It's not going to quite be centered just because of the geometry. But I think it will look nice either way. And then we're going to get these tall bunk houses, row houses, excuse me, tall row houses in here. And then let me see. Yeah, and then I think we're going to go into our Wellbeing here, and we're going to get rooftop terraces in here. Although, you know what I might do? I'm going to shift this. I'm just going to shift this down 1. So we won't have stairs there, and that's okay. We don't really need them. But let's get a couple stairs up there. And then what I'm going to do is I'm just going to put... I guess I'll put some... Maybe a... Do I want a path going through there? Maybe, actually. I might want a path going through there. So let's reserve the right for a path. And then we'll add that on. And what I'm going to do now is I'm going to grab rooftop terraces. And we're going to go here and here. And then we're going to grab decorations. Like this. And then we can fit something in there. And then this will probably look nice. Maybe I'll throw a clock in here. Or maybe a bell. Kind of like the bell. Let's go with the bell. Now, we are going to need to get up here to be able to build the roofs on top of here. So let's get that mapped in. We'll add some stairs up. Come across here. That way we can come in here with these roofs. We can put roofs on like that. And then we can put a roof on like that. And then let's prioritize this. So we're going to go medium priority for these houses. And then immediately follow that up. Actually, let's go high priority for the houses. And then we'll go medium priority for all of this. And then I guess we'll do low priority for all of this stuff. Like that. But I still want high priority on the houses themselves. So there we go. That should work. That should work nicely. So they'll build these houses, and then they'll build the scaffolding, then they'll build this whole section, and then I'll tear the scaffolding down, and then they can kind of work on the rest. Okay. So let's get this dynamited out. And then let's get this removed. And then let's go ahead and get some triple dynamite in here. I am going to put this on highest priority because I want to put that bridge back in, that platform, which would be good. And honestly, we might be able to use metal bridges, which would be good. I do want to get a couple of these plank productions back up and running because we're probably going to end up using a lot of planks with some of the stuff that we've got planned for today. What's another thing that I want to do? So I'm going to go ahead. I'm going to put in some platforms here because I would love, if we go into Wellbeing, I would love to get like an exercise plaza in here because it doesn't take any power, although we could get power to it fairly easily. I could get like a wind tunnel or this, a movatorium. Maybe that would be cool. It does take power though. Does it show me where the power has to come in? No. I would assume it just kind of connects into the back. Question is, how could I get power to connect into the back of it if I oriented it in that direction? Let's see, I could put like a split in, like right here, and then run the power over this way. Connect it in. It's probably not a bad idea, and honestly, it's probably like the best place that we're going to fit one, unless I put one in like down here, but I don't really want to do that because I want to save this for more industrial buildings. So yeah, why don't we, let's see. Is there a better way to route the power? Yeah, actually there probably is. If I were to get rid of, let's see, I'm gonna wait for them to I'm gonna wait for the night to come, and I'm gonna have to expand this one more level because I'm gonna shift the movatorium down, and then I'll probably shift these stairs as well. So what we'll do is we'll go ahead and we'll add more levees in here, and we'll just shift these down like that. And let's get this one reconnected first, just because that is our connection to the remaining metal blocks down here. So might as well get that connected up. And then I could probably just go ahead and just kind of clean up some of this. Might as well. And we'll just delete these. Okay, cool. So they're going to keep working on this. And then the movatorium is going to get set up here. And you know what? I actually don't need these stairs anymore. So I guess what I'll do is I'll throw in some platforms here just to get this connected back up. So let's go like a single row here and then a double row here, and we'll just get those connected back up like that. Totally unnecessary, but I just think it'll be nice. All right, now let's take advantage of the nighttime now. So we're going to get rid of this, this, and this. And I'm actually going to put in a split here and then a single. And then if I get rid of this path and this path, because we don't need it anymore, we're going to have a turn here, and then our stairs are going to come down here. So this is going to be platforms, then stairs coming down like this, and we'll get that hooked back up. And they should come over and build this because it's really the only thing that they can build. It's kind of a bottleneck for what we got going on here. So we got 10 vacancies down here, 12 up here. So I'm going to come into our population management. I'm going to send them 10 just so we can get some more haulers up here, and that way we can get a little bit more water going. Okay, so the builders are still working on this. We did get this dynamited away, so that is good. We can template out this structure. So I think we're going to do singles at the bottom and then triples at the top. I think that will look the best. Not that it really makes much of a difference, but we can go ahead and get that put back in. And I think I'll actually prioritize this because I think it's actually kind of slowing down this production. Probably not that much, but it is a little bit more direct, maybe. I don't know. That could have been completely false, if we're being honest. So let's go into our well-being now. Let's grab the movatorium. That has to be placed on the ground, but the wind tunnel doesn't. The wind tunnel does not have to be placed on the ground. Okay. So we'll get the wind tunnel in there. And we know, so if we go into the wind tunnel, we know that the power is going to hook up right here. So it's going to hook up 3 in. So we're going to have power running like this. Connected up. And then, is there anything that I want to put back here? I mean, it's kind of an odd space, if I'm being honest, but I hate to leave spaces, you know, unattended. Yeah, I guess we are just gonna leave it unattended. You know what we could do actually? We could utilize this space for a future project that I have in mind by doing something like that. So let's get that in there. All right, so we have a bad tide coming in. So we're going to have to adjust our water. So if we come down here, we just need to be ready to redirect this water as the bad water comes in. So the bad water is starting to flow, which is, oh wow, a 9-day bad tide. Luckily we have almost 4K water. So let's get that blocked off and open that up so that the water starts to flow. And then I think we're gonna have to start to pause some of these. So why don't we leave like 3 operational? I think that will be okay. And now we do have a decent number of vacancies down here. So why don't we pause just one of those? And then let's go ahead and get the, what did we say? The wind tunnel. Let's get the wind tunnel in here. That would be pretty cool. And I believe that that's connected to power. I believe it takes 400 horsepower, which is pretty significant, honestly. So this will take planks and gears. We are starting to decrease on the planks, so I might go ahead and just open up a couple more of these, all of them. we have the beavers for it, so might as well. And let's see, we have 6 vacancies down here. So one thing, another comment that I've been getting a lot, and you know what? Let's just really quick. Speaking of comments, I've been getting so many comments lately, and it's so awesome to see. The downside is that I've been really struggling to keep up with them. So just wanted to let you guys know, it's not that I'm not seeing the comments. It's just that there's so many, and it's just like every time I go to reply to them, I just look at how many there are, and I'm just like, oh my gosh. So I genuinely appreciate all the comments, all of the interaction on the channel generally. It's just awesome. So just another huge thank you. As if you guys can't tell, I'm pretty blown away with you know, the support that the channel's getting. So I just wanted to say thank you again. But anyway, let's go ahead and get a hauling post because people have been telling me that I need more haulers. So you know what? I think you're right. Let's get that built. Yeah, I guess we can leave it on the same priority, right? It's not a market gaming Timberborn playthrough if we don't prioritize everything, right? Oh, that takes 50 metal blocks. I didn't even look at that, but that's okay. You know, we'll get there eventually. So one thing that I was thinking is we could probably use this little space here for pine resin. And I know what you're thinking. It is not green, and you're completely correct. But it will be. And that's what's important. So let's go ahead and get that hooked up, and then we can go ahead and just dynamite that off. And then we can plant some pine over here. And you know what? Why don't we dynamite this away too? Might as well. Just start to clean this area up. Oh, and look at the wind tunnel. That's awesome. I love that. That's great. It does take 400 horsepower, which is pretty significant, but we still have plenty. But horsepower brings me to the next thing that I would like to work on for these beavers, and that is finishing up our power area. So I'm just going to go ahead and put in the remainder of the large water wheels. So we're going to get one here, and you can see that we left the triple connections in here. So we're going to go ahead and get those in, and then let's finish up this dam area by adding in these filler pieces. Completely unnecessary, but I like the way that they look. And then we'll relocate this path right here, and then we'll actually come through and delete this one, just to kind of clean up the area, make it look nice. So let's get rid of those. Okay, and they can kind of work on that, you know, at their leisure. I'll probably delete this, might as well. We can go ahead and get a dynamite in there. This is still all reachable. And I would like them to get this stuff done before they come over here and work on this dam part. Except I think we'll have them build this structure first, just so that we can get that connected. That way, that when they come to build this, they can kind of build it from both sides. I think it will work a little bit better. A little bit better than it currently does. Okay, so these beavers, awesome. They got the bridge back in. They're currently working on the hauling post. That should be built in no time. And then we'll get more haulers going, which is great because we have 10 vacancies down here. And that is perfect. All right. So while they continue to work on the housing project, which has not yet completed the housing issue. Why are these not connected? Oh, because I never got rid of this. Let's get rid of that. There's no storage available for any of these. Let's get this path reconnected like that. And then let's come in here. Let's get maybe a bell in here with a couple of beaver busts flanking it. That'd be nice. And let's get that built. You know, priorities. Priorities. Okay, so we're gonna get some stairs down here, maybe here and here, and then we'll probably need to run a path up here. So let's go ahead and do that. And then if we come in here with our triple dynamite, we can go ahead and get all of this filled with triple dynamite. Perfect. And that's going to take them quite a while to lay all that dynamite because the triples, if you remember, are 1 dynamite and 2 extract. So they actually have to make 2 trips to each of them to get that done. But this dynamite has been laid, which is excellent. So is this. We can go ahead and dynamite that away. Go ahead and delete that. I'm not sure how we're going to get to this piece, but we will figure it out. But let's come in here. Let's lay bunch of dynamite in there, and then let's just get some stairs down so that they can go over here and put that dynamite in, and we will put this all on a medium high priority so that they actually get over here and do that, and then we can go ahead and get rid of that. Okay, very nice. So now, how are we going to lay this out? Well, I'm gonna end up taking out most of this dam. Because it's going to change. The layout is going to change. So let's go ahead and get rid of that. They can reach this now. Perfect. Perfect. Let's see. So if I guess I'll let him come over here and get that built. And maybe what we'll do is we'll just kind of change the way that they get over here. We'll do that. Okay, so let's detonate that out. Let's come in here and remove all of this. Just because I kind of want to see what we're working with before we get too far. Just deleting all of these. I wish there was a way that I could mass delete those. Maybe there is, actually. Maybe mark resources for demolition. Maybe. Yeah, actually, I probably should have looked at that first. But I want this to be nice and symmetrical as we come down here. So what I think we're going to do is we're going to follow this 2, 2, 2, and then we'll come up here, and we'll just do that. So nice and symmetrical as we come down here. And what height does this need to be? Yeah, it needs to go up. One more. Okay, and then we'll just go ahead and get this all connected up. That, and then this is the perfect place for a bell. Nope, there's already a bell right there. Not a bell. A beaver statue. Just like that. That'll be perfect. Doesn't that look so much cleaner now? I think it does. I think it looks so much cleaner. Nice angle right there. And then once we get this filled with water, which understandably is not going to happen for a little while, but once we get it filled with water, it's going to be really nice. Oh, so many projects that we have. So many projects. Okay, so one thing that I would also like to do, I would like to start dynamiting this out. So why don't we put that on high priority? And then we're going to kind of start to work the dynamite down, which is going to take us ages to do. Ages. Again, the amount of dynamite that we are going to have to do coming up here to fulfill the project that I have in mind is going to take so long that I'm probably just going to start it and I'm just going to work on it in between episodes just as we go. You know what I mean? After each recording, I'll probably take an hour and just continue to dynamite so that you guys don't have to watch me just place dynamite and wait for them to build it over and over and over and over, because that wouldn't be any fun. You know, that would be a pretty lame video. And I honestly think it's going to be so much dynamite that it's not even like a time-lapseable event. You know what I mean? Like, I think it's just so much dynamite. You know what I just realized? They don't have a path on this side. So I need to get rid of that so I can put a little path in there. Priorities. The priorities of this game. The way that I play. Some people think it's crazy, and I would probably tend to agree with you. But it's my game, so. And I'm really glad that this is getting some use. Look at that. Look at the beavers just flying. Looks like they almost have little parachutes on while they're using this. That's awesome. And it is only using up 400 power, so that's okay. You know, it's not the end of the world. All right, so did the beavers get this removed yet? No, they did not. Hopefully one of these guys is a builder coming down here to get that removed. Yep, there we go. All right, and then I'm going to add a path in here. And then perfect. Look at that. Looks so much better. So much better. So much better. Okay. So how are we doing for our resources here? So we got tons of food. Mushrooms are actually doing really well, which is great. Up here, tons of food again. Pretty decent on water. 1K up here, 800 down here. That's not the best. We'll have to keep an eye on that. Might have to throw on the emergency pumps for a little bit. But and 23 vacancies up here. I think we can afford to pause one of the centrifuges just because we really don't have that much going on. And let's go ahead and get this dynamited away. And then I would love to remove these trees. So let's remove all these trees. Not this one, just these ones. We're probably gonna have to bring a path over there just so that they can actually, you know, do it and get it done. So let's get that last bit of dynamite removed. And what are they working on right now? I don't think they're really working on anything too pressing. So let's go ahead and get that done. And then what I'll probably do is if we bring a path just like this, it will help the beavers build this whole structure. And that will be good. Now the question is, do I actually bring this down one more level? No, I think this will be okay. If anything, once we get earthworks, we can fill this in. Yeah, see? Planning for the future. Planning for the future. All right, so this is all going to need single dynamite to get it down to the next level, and then triple will get it all the way down to this bottom tier. And I think that that's the depth that we're going to go. It should give us plenty of water. I mean, if I bring this entire area down to this level, that's a pretty huge amount of water. But again, that's so much dynamite. It's going to be awesome, though. We're going to have to clear this metal at some point. in order to get that done, but that is a later project. All right, so how are we doing on our water? Probably pretty bad. 550-ish, 700 up here. Still have just over 2 days left in the bad tide, which is not ideal, but it's not the end of the world either. And the beavers are actually getting this stuff done, which is great. So we can finally get this little housing project built. That will be awesome. Let's see, what else are they working on? I think they're starting, yeah, they're starting to get the dynamite laid. It's awesome. Is this all reachable? Yes, it is. Okay. That's going to be a ton of water storage, which will be perfect. As our population grows, we're kind of getting more and more to the point where we need all of our water pumping stations online at all times, which is not great, but it is what it is. It is what it is. And I'm just going to go ahead. I'm going to send 10 beavers up to Wheelington just to help them out a little bit. Just because their population's kind of lagging. I don't know. They might not have enough breeding pods to handle the size of their population right now. So maybe we'll go ahead and we'll actually turn 2 of those back on so that we can continue to supplement them with beavers whenever necessary. I think we're going to have to turn a couple of these back on. So why don't we get 2 more? Let's get 3 more back on. So that'll be 6. Should help out the water a little bit. You know, not the most, but it should help. It should help. And then let's see how we're doing for the dynamite. Haven't even started it. What are these beavers working on? Although I actually just realized we were probably down a series of builders there at one point because their population was struggling. Which, you know, it's okay. It's not the end of the world, but it's not great. All right, yeah. So the water is officially struggling. What I think we'll do is we'll just turn all these back on, and then I can continue to fill back up with this water. We should still have enough to do maybe 2 more top offs, which should be fine because we only have 1.5 days left in the drought, and then we'll be back pretty comfortable with the water. So I think we'll be okay. Getting all this dynamited out will certainly help us in the long term with our water supply, production, either way, however you want to look at it. But yeah, so we are getting a little overflow here. It does look like this flow is starting to slow down, so I might drop this down a little bit more. Get just a little bit more water pressure coming in here to force it over this dam. So we can get a little bit more water down here. That would be ideal. And you can see that we just don't have a lot of water left. So let's go ahead and raise those back up. We don't really have much left at all that we can push down here. And unfortunately, I think we're going to overflow just a little bit. Yep. There it goes. A little bit of overflow. Nothing we can really do about it. Hopefully we don't lose a ton of water. Yeah. We overdid it a little bit. That's okay. Only 1 day left in the drought. I think we should be fine. Should be fine. Okay. So let's take inventory of how stuff is going. This is coming along really well. We got the platforms done. They're now working on the houses themselves, which are just a ton of logs. So, you know, not the end of the world. And then we can rip that out, get those connected up. And then our housing problems should be solved for the most part. Yeah, they should be completely solved. How are we doing up here? 12 vacant beds. So that's good. I'll probably leave these uncovered because I could probably throw in another house up here. Actually, why don't we just go ahead and do that now? So why don't we add this in, and what we'll do here is we'll add a rooftop terrace right here, and then another house in here. Now the question is, how are we going to get a roof on here? We're probably going to need to build kind of a little intricate staircase in here. So like if we go up like this and then over. Actually, I think that that will work. I think that will work. And let's go ahead and put all of this on high priority. Just that they finish that first, because all of this stuff that they're working on is just, it's honestly not particularly important. They're just kind of working on it just because it's kind of a future project that's going to take a ton of time. So if they're really not working on anything else, they might as well be working on that. You know, it's kind of my theory. Anyway, and our bad tide is going to come to an end here. We should be just fine on water, or not just fine, but okay. So let's get the rest of this water drained out. It's not going to be a ton, but hopefully it'll just keep us going here for a little bit. I'll probably leave these gates open until this evening when the water pumpers stop operating. But it doesn't even look like we're going to get much overflow in here, so it doesn't really matter. Yeah, we're getting a little bit, not a ton though, but I'll take it. But once this runs out, yeah, that is pretty much that. Pretty much all she wrote for the water. So why don't we get this? We'll bring this back up to 2.5, and then once this is clear, we will start up again. And this is great because our water pumps are now back active, which is great. They're going to slowly ramp back up to 100% efficiency. Not very many haulers over here. That's okay. Unfortunately, no vacant beavers that we can move down there either. And it looks like the water is mostly clear right now, so we'll go ahead and open this back up. And we will close this to get the water diverted over. Still a little bit of bad water kind of lingering right here, but that's okay. It'll flush itself out as we go. And that should be okay. All right. So they managed to pump a ton of water during that last day, so hopefully this water makes its way down. Let's see how it's doing. It's coming along, and you can see that there's a little bit of bad water in here, but that's okay. Not a ton. I'll probably open these up just so that we can continue to fill this up. Yeah, probably the best course of action, I would say. All right, cool. So they got this stuff built. So let's go ahead and remove all of this. Should we save this? No, I don't think it's necessary. So let's go ahead and do that. And then let's bring our priority up on all of this. Get that connected. And now our housing should be solved. It is. Perfect. And then once we get this built, and what I'm actually going to do, let's drop these down because I really want them to get these lanterns built. That would be ideal. That way we can add in the next thing, which I think is going to be braziers. I think that would look nice. Yeah, I think that's going to look quite nice once it's finally built. And they're starting to work. They're working on the dynamite, so that's really good. We could probably blow up this section. Might as well get a little bit more water in here. And it looks like, yeah, the water has started to overflow. And this is full, so let's go ahead and start to fill up that storage with some nice clean water. And let that then overflow over. Let's just make sure 2.5, yeah, 3. Should be good to go. Okay. Wind tunnel, getting good usage. I am very happy for the wind tunnel. We are out of scrap metal. So whatever we have for metal blocks now, it's pretty much what we've got for now. Oh, I actually did think of something that would look really cool. Why don't we unlock all of these bridges for a ton of science? I mean, we have it, but, you know, it's still a pretty significant amount. What kind of bridges would fit in here? So that bridge would go to there, and then this bridge. Yeah, that would work. Yeah, this is going to be wasteful, but we're going to do it anyway. You guys should know by this point that wasteful is just kind of the way that I play this game. Let's see, does this fit? Oh, it doesn't quite fit. I mean, it does, but just not perfectly. And that's just not symmetric. What if I get rid of this? And I get rid of, I guess, these stairs? Get rid of that. And then I go into our bridges. So if we go with, like, this one. Yeah. That would work. And it's nice and symmetric. I like it. I am going to have to put some stairs back in here. So why don't we do that? You know, priorities. We're only removing one shrub to get the stairs built. It's okay. So let's go ahead and get that stuff built now. And awesome, they are working on this stuff. We'll get the braziers built once they build these bridges. I think that that's going to look really nice when it is all said and done. Okay, so they're building this. These are going to take a pretty significant amount of resources, actually. I'm going to lower those just real quick so that we build this set of stairs to make the dynamite laying a little bit easier. And then hopefully they come up here and finish working on this stuff. That would be good. I think this bridge is going to look really nice. And, you know, we might end up getting some bridges throughout here once because we're going to have to remove all this stuff, dynamite this down. We're actually going to have to remove this whole central water pumping area to dynamite this down, which is going to be a pretty extensive operation, if I do say so. It looks like I missed a section there, so let's get that done. Then we can go ahead and build that roof on there. They're getting the dynamiting done over here, which is great. And they're working on this, so I think that this is going pretty well. All right, so we did say that this area was going to be for pine resin, or if we didn't say that, I'm saying it now. So we're going to need a tapper's shack. And a tapper's shack here would cover the whole area. So let's see, if I put a tapper's shack in right here, and I run path over here, let's get rid of this whole path setup right here. I believe pine resin goes in these. So why don't we actually delete that out? We can go ahead and put a platform in here. We can put the tapper shack here. And then we could actually delete this path out a little bit further. Could run that in here. We'll need a path connecting these up, and then the rest of this area can be planted with pines that will not be cut down. So let's just make sure that we have our cutting area. This should not be marked for cutting. Okay. Perfect. And then, oh, we're going to need a forester over here as well. So why don't we get a forester, like right here. We can go ahead and hook this up. We can go ahead and get maybe a lantern right there, and then a brazier right here, because fire next to trees is exactly what we want to see. And then this whole area will be filled with pines. Perfect. Okay. And then I think what we'll do is we will prioritize all of this. And this will store... Oh, no. Pine resin is not stored in in these? It is stored in warehouses. Ah, okay. Well, that is good to know. So why don't we put this here, and that way we could actually run this path right over here. So that will work. And then this is going to be for pine resin. And this is going to supply other warehouses. We can get all that done. All right, guys, we are just coming up on 45 minutes, so I think that's going to bring us to the end of this episode. If you guys enjoyed it, definitely consider leaving a like and a comment. Again, I just want to say a massive thank you to everybody who's subscribed to the channel and everybody who watches these videos. I really appreciate it. I hope you guys are liking them. If so, consider subscribing to the channel so you can stay up to date on this series as well as others, and I will see you guys in the next video. Have a great day. Thanks.